Hello, this is Kate, the Daily Tarot Girl. Welcome to your weekly tarot card reading. So for this week's reading, I am using the Modern Witch Tarot deck by Lisa Sterle. All right. So as always, I'm going to begin by selecting 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a portion of the upcoming week. And before I dive into the reading, I just want to give a little bit of a plug to my latest tarot course. It's called Tarot Reading for Rebels. It's available for a limited time through Tarot Summer School. It's only $37, but it's only going to be available, I think, until September 21st, so not much longer. So I'm going to put the link to my new course where you can sign up just below this video. And it's a go at your own pace kind of self-study course. It's a mixture of videos and worksheets. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so let's begin with the card for the beginning of the week. So Monday, Tuesday-ish. Now I have reversed some of the cards in this deck, so we'll see if we get any reversals for this reading. So we have the 9 of Wands for the beginning of the week. So Monday, Tuesday-ish. 9 of Wands is all about boundaries. This is the boundary card. And it's saying that it's going to be really important just for your own sense of, I don't know, I want to say safety, but it's not so much safety. It's like for your own sense of stability and sanity, it's going to be so important to set boundaries this week, preferably at the beginning of the week. So this could be boundaries that you need to set at work, in your relationship, work, relationship, business, various areas of your life. But boundaries are going to be important this week. And it's going to be important to figure out what boundaries you need to set and to do that in a confident way. And that's the challenge of this week, I think. The main challenge is boundary setting. The other thing I get with this card is this is also a card of healing. So you'll notice that the figure, she's wearing this like bandage on her head. I mean, you could also say, oh, that's just a headband, but I feel like it's a bandage. And so there is this need for healing, and it's connected to the boundaries that you set. Setting boundaries is in some way connected to being able to heal. There's something else I want to say about this card. The figure on this card feels uneasy. And to me, it's that sense of uneasiness that sometimes comes when we do set a boundary. Like we may feel like, I feel like I shouldn't have to do this, but I kind of do have to do it. I'd rather not. Like it's like this feeling of like setting a boundary, but feeling almost a little unsure of yourself in setting it. Like, am I being too strict here by setting this boundary or whatever? 9 of Wands is saying, no, this is what's necessary for you to move through your life and take care of your energy so that it doesn't just drain out. So boundaries, big theme for the beginning of the week. And then as we get into the middle of the week, we have Judgment. So Judgment, I always wish Judgment wasn't called Judgment because I think people look at that and they think of being judgy or being judged. And it's not about that. It's about rebirth and being reborn, reinventing yourself, reinventing your life. And I want to say also like living your life in a very different way. The characters on this card are totally naked, and it's like they've shed their clothes being a representation of who they were and the life they had, and they're just shedding those and stepping into this new way of being in the world, this new way of living that is a little more raw, a little more authentic, and they're more comfortable being themselves. There's also this sense of rejoicing. There's this open-armed posture, which is really exciting. So midweek is this opportunity to reinvent yourself. to reinvent your week, to reinvent your life, which sounds big. That sounds like a really big thing, like just reinvent yourself. So there's ways of experiencing this energy in a big way. And then there's ways of experiencing it in smaller, subtler ways. But it's this energy of the reinvention, kind of like a makeover, giving your life or your week a bit of a makeover. Another thing I often will say about judgment is about listening to your inner calling. And it's so interesting to me that it's come after the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, I talked about setting boundaries. And boundaries are something that will protect your energy in a way. And I think it's so interesting that then we have judgment. So it's like, first you need to set those boundaries. You need to kind of contain your energy so that it doesn't leak out. And that will actually allow you to hear your inner calling, hearing that soft, whispery voice of your soul. You're always being urged to try things, to do things, to focus on certain things. And sometimes we don't hear it because maybe we're too busy taking care of other people. We're too busy listening to the loud noise of our mind. It's always chattering away in the background. There's a lot distracting us right now. And so sometimes we don't hear that inner voice of our soul. So judgment is about taking the time to hear that inner calling and knowing that you have an opportunity this week to reinvent yourself a little bit. Give your week a makeover. Give your life a bit of a makeover, whether that's a major makeover or a mini makeover. That is available to you this week. You can pivot this week if you choose. End of the week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have the 10 of Cups, which is such a happy, positive card. This is the card of good vibes, warm, fuzzy feelings. I call it the card of dreams coming true. It's when you finally realized a dream and celebrating the arrival of that dream. But what does it mean for us this week, at the end of the week? So 10 of Cups is asking you to really prioritize and celebrate the relationships that you have in your life. And if you maybe don't have a lot of relationships, even the relationship with yourself can be celebrated here with the 10 of Cups. But ultimately, the 10 of Cups is about your relationships with others and how you connect with others, whether that's your partner, friends, family, community. This is a card of connection, and it's a card of emotional fulfillment. So it asks you the question, like, what does emotional fulfillment mean to you? It's that feeling of your heart being full and overflowing. And just like with the Judgment card, I said, this is available to you, this opportunity to pivot and to give your life a bit of a makeover and reinvent yourself. 10 of Cups is saying that deep emotional connection with others and emotional fulfillment is available to you this week. Maybe just in small little ways, but it's there. It's available to you. 10 of Cups also encourages you to have dreams. Don't forget your dreams. Because with the 10 of Cups, it's saying dreams can come true, but you have to have the dream first. You have to have that dream in order for it to come true. Not all dreams are going to come true. Not all dreams come true in the way that you imagine them to come true. But dreams can come true, but you need to have the dream first. So 10 of Cups is like permission to dream, to fantasize, to have a dream, to have, a big, shiny goal or ideal. That is important, I think, this week. Again, I'm struck by the open-armed posture of all the characters on this card, just like in Judgment. All the people that we see here have their arms kind of raised and open, and they're kind of looking upward. I think that that's significant. And there's a real shift from the first card to these other two cards here, because she's a little tense. Her arms are kind of closed off. She's kind of looking up here like, what's coming? Kind of that sort of feeling. Whereas there's more like the sense of acceptance and embracing with the next two cards. So I feel like this week we'll experience a bit of a shift from feeling kind of hesitant and feeling almost like we're dreading something, we're hesitating, and we're kind of moving away from that into this place of openness, acceptance, welcoming something, celebrating something. So there is this like energetic shift, and I think it does hinge on how well we're able to implement those important boundaries. Okay, what else do I want to say here? Now, I invite you to share your own take on these cards. So feel free at any point in the reading to leave me a comment, share what you think about these cards or how these cards resonate with your own life. I'm just looking. I feel like there's something else I want to say here. I'm just not sure what it is. I think it's interesting that we have like a group of people here, and we have like another, like a family here, another group of people. Because that's not that common in the tarot. Most tarot cards don't show a ton of people. Usually there's just one person, maybe a couple. But here we have, two cards that show like groups of people. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm going to say that connecting with others and connecting with community is going to be important this week. That's something that's worthy of attention and focus this week, if that's available to you, is to get out there, connect with others. The cards seem to be encouraging that in some way. Okay, so I am going to close the reading. I'm going to wrap it up here. And I just want to close the reading by saying thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this reading helpful. You can check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com, or my YouTube channel. I've got lots of videos on all the tarot cards, the major arcana cards, some of the minors, the court cards, lots of fun tarot learning exercises for you to try out. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful week.